All right, so we have the transitional leash here. This is what it looks like when you grab it off the ground. You have one end is the handle with a little black piece you can hold onto while walking the dog. The other end, you'll see a few different little pieces. This right here I call the keeper. If I push this button, I can move it up and down the leash, which allows the slip lead to get only so loose, right? Down here we have this figure 8 ring, and through it is the nose piece where I'll just push through, and it's gonna go over the nose. So the piece where the keeper is, and this O-ring, is gonna go behind the ears. The figure 8's gonna go under the chin, and this is gonna go over the nose. This safety right here just attaches to the collar. So before I put it on, I like to push the little keeper and make it extra big, so I'm not trying to work it over Woody's nose too tight. And so I have it like this. Come around. I'm gonna go over Woody's head, over the nose, get his cute ears through, pull it tight. And once I got it on, you can see how it's kind of crooked over here to the left. So I'm just gonna pull it the direction I wanna go, and I'm gonna move the nose piece the opposite direction. I want it to be right in the middle between his ears. And then I'm gonna push the button, pull the keeper down. And when I lift up the weight of an apple, it should give me about 1 inch. And that's when I know it's the right. It can do 1 to 2 inches. And that's how I know it's right. And then I'm gonna grab the keeper. I'm just going to hook it to the collar. So if for any reason Woody got the nose piece off, I still have him connected by the leash. Now we're ready to go outside. So I'm gonna lift up the weight of an apple until Woody puts his bum down. And I'm gonna open the door. If Woody stands up, I'm gonna close the door and have him put his bum down. I want him to sit here patiently while I open and close the doors, while I stomp around, while I'm moving back and forth. And then to go out, his signal to actually get to come out the door is the tug of the leash. That's his cue to come out the door. Once we get outside, I'm gonna have him put his bum down again and release that pressure so that we're going I never want Woody just to bolt out a door. He's always gonna sit, he's always gonna be invited out. So even if he's off leash in the house and we're just going to the bathroom, like I'm just taking him from reflection to go outside and play, before he goes outside, I'm gonna grab the collar and I'm gonna tell him that's how I want him to go outside. I'm not just gonna let him run outside. We really want everything to be, we're in charge and we're giving him everything that he needs to be happy to enjoy himself. Once we're sitting here calm, cool, and collected, I'm gonna make sure I have my straight arm. It's gonna be right by my back pocket, so not at my side, not in front of me, but right by my back pocket. The leash is gonna be short, but loose. So if I have it like this and it's straight, see how that's too tight? If I have it and it's saggy, and I take a step back, you can see how loose that is. I really want it to be loose enough where he could, when we're walking, he's gonna stay right at leg to collar. All right, we're gonna go through the 5 tools. Scott will say them so you can hear them better on the phone.
All right, so the first tool that we use is that lift and sit, right? So you can see there, Jennifer just did enough lift that just the weight of an apple, just enough that that leash goes straight, kind of lifts up that 1 inch off that little keeper, and he should put his bum down. We're not saying anything, nothing like that, no verbal commands. Okay, we're just giving him that vertical lift on that leash, and we wait till he sits. It could be 10 seconds, it could be immediately like he did there. It could be 20 minutes, whatever that takes for him. You just lift and you wait until he puts that bum down. And then as much time as it took, or longer, as long as you want, he can sit there at your side just being patient. Whether we're greeting someone on the road, whether we're getting the mail, whatever the case might be, should be his favorite place, is just relaxing happily next to us no matter what we do. Okay, whether you're at a restaurant, okay, he should be like, look, I'm here, I'm on a loose leash, I'm happy as can be. He can be sitting or laying. Either one of those options is great for him, but he cannot be standing. So that's the only stipulation there. Not standing, but sitting or laying is just fine. Okay, so then again, when Jennifer's ready to move, she's gonna give him that physical tug of the leash. That lets him know he's ready to move on.
We're making a video.
Okay, all right, and the next step in this process is the flick. So you can watch your hand here. Okay, so here from the behind, you saw just that little quick flick of the wrist. Okay, whenever he hits that leash, whenever that leash gets straight, that's when she's gonna give that flick. So we're watching, he's doing too good. Okay, So any pressure that he puts on the leash, so like right there, he got it straight. She's just gonna give that little flick reminder that says, hey, remember you're getting a little bit out of that comfort zone, a little bit out of that happy spot next to our side in that heel position. Okay, and I'm gonna give you that little quick flick to remind you hey, you're getting a little too far, come back to that happy place at my side. Okay, so that's what that flick looks like. It's just a real soft flick of the wrist. Okay, and as long as they respond to that, that's great. That's the second most common one we use. Okay, you can see she kind of picked her feet up there a little bit. That's her. If he kind of scoots behind you and he's kind of bumping into the back of your legs, we're just gonna make it a little bit uncomfortable by making that a little more obvious, like, hey, I'm gonna move my feet big here. I really don't want you behind me as we go through here. All right, so we have this lift and sit, we have the flick. Okay, now if he's really pulling ahead, which he's not, okay, another one of the tools that we can use as he really pulls ahead is a rollback. So we're just gonna stop, hold the leash firm, take 2 or 3 steps backwards, and then continue walking forward again. Okay, so we'll do that one more time now that I've explained it. She's gonna stop, hold the leash firm, take 2 or 3 steps backwards, and then continue walking in the same direction. Okay, so if they're really eager to pull ahead, something's out ahead of you, a dog, whatever it is, right? Coming home, if they really start pulling on the end of that leash, leading forward, that's a great one to kind of get their attention, be like, hey, wait, you're not paying attention to me. I'm back here, 2 or 3 steps back, and then we're gonna continue moving forward and as we go. All right, another one that we're gonna do is just zigzags and direction changes. Okay, so it just helps the dogs kind of pay attention to us a little bit better. It helps reassure them that they're following us and not leading the way, like, oh, I see the house, we're gonna get there, I'll get you there faster, just hang on. Okay, it's like, oh, I don't know where we're going, she's going left, she's going right, she's turning around. Okay, lots of different changes in direction here, like I really gotta pay attention, and it helps them refocus in and kind of pay attention to what you're doing. You'll watch as she does these direction changes and zigzag patterns. She'll incorporate that flick a little bit. Okay, and that also helps, like, oh, hey, you're getting to the edge a little bit. Remember, you wanna stay up here in that happy place as we go along. Okay, the last one we're gonna do is as we're headed home or whatever, if he's really eager to get home and none of these other tools are working, okay, we're just gonna turn around completely. So just a 180-degree turn, go the other way until they settle and they kind of come back to that happy spot a little bit more comfortably. There she goes again. Okay, and then we're gonna turn around like she just did, and we're gonna head back in the direction we needed to go. Okay, so they get to go in the direction they want to go when they are calm, cool, and collected. Okay, if they're pulling ahead and they're excited and that energy level goes way up, we're gonna turn that around and they'll be like, oh, we're not going there, something changed. Let me watch and pay attention and settle down. And then once they do all that, we're gonna turn that back around and we're gonna go back to where we were headed in the first place. Okay, so those are the 5 tools. Those are what we're gonna use on our walks. There's the lift and sit again. Okay, those are what we're gonna use on our walks. The lift and sit and the flick are the most common ones that we use. And then the other ones we incorporate as needed just to give us a variety, because sometimes if you use one too much, they get overly familiarized with it and they start to ignore it a little bit. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we got a little bit of a distraction here. You can see Woody's tail wagging there. He did very good. He stayed on that loose leash. He stayed at her side, which is awesome. So here we're gonna stop. We're halfway up the stairs. He got a little bit ahead of her there, so she's just gonna do that roll back, take a couple steps back, okay, and go back to where she was. We don't want him passing us, not even up the stairs, not through doorways, not through anything like that.
Just call me if he goes somewhere other than the park, okay?
All right, so here we're at the door approach. Okay, so she's gonna give that lift and sit. Anytime we go through a door, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, just like we showed at the beginning. Okay, she can move her feet, she can move in or out. There, he's like, oh, I'm ready to go in. He's gonna wait for that physical touch, and she's gonna pull him in. Here we got the distraction of the cat. I don't think he even noticed the cat. See how he's very much paying attention to Jennifer? That's what we want. We want him to be like, hey, you're everything. You just tell me what to do. I'm ready for whatever's next. Okay, we decided to change plans here so we can use the cat as our distraction. Okay, and you saw that. He didn't respond, he didn't react. He sat back down and was like, whoa, like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna sit here and be calm, and he's gonna let Jennifer handle it. So that was really good. We don't do tons of praise here, but when he's doing really awesome, it's great to love on him. okay, and let him know that he's doing a good job, like he did just there, like right there. So it was a little bit, she stopped moving, okay, not moving anywhere. They're gonna say hello. He sat right back down. He wasn't quite comfortable. Okay, again, we like to putting him in new situations, right? But we're not gonna put him in there until he does something bad. We're gonna put in there, and when he's doing awesome like he is, we're gonna move on. So here, we're waiting on him. Okay, he keeps wanting to rush in when Jennifer goes in. So we want him to wait until he gets that physical touch of the leash. So there, that nice gentle touch. And we're moving in. I got there. Okay, she moved inside. They sat back down. Okay, we want them to be calm and patient inside, calm and patient outside. Okay. So after you did your long walk, okay, you did whatever you want. You worked in the driveway, whatever he got to. Okay, as we come into the house, to kind of wrap things up with the walk time, we're gonna come in. Again, you can see her adjust that keeper back up so it loosens the whole setup up. She's gonna pull it off his nose. Okay, and then here she's gonna tighten it back down. For the first little bit, we like to leave the leash on or a different leash on. That way, if they get off, we have something we can step on or catch them with, which makes it nice, okay? But otherwise, you could take it off once they get the hang of it. As you see, she's putting him on here and she's just loving him all over. She's really giving him a good rub down. She's really just kind of rubbing him through. She massages that nose, she massages ears, she massages legs. Okay, this is like the love him all you want space, right? On his bed, where he's nice and relaxed, and as long as he's calm, we're just gonna love him to death. This is a great time to do kind of a nose to tail evaluation. You know, we wanna make sure we didn't pick up any burrs along the way or those foxtails. Okay, his pads are in good shape. Okay, she's just gonna love him all over and just get good and familiar with him. Okay, we can rub on his nose, we can rub on his paws, we can rub him all over. We just want him to get that good rub down to let him know that he's doing awesome. So you can see there, his back legs are standing up. He's no longer sitting or laying with those back legs. So she's standing in front of him. Okay, she's just gonna stay right in front of his face. And she's just gonna wait, okay? You hear that little bit of that shh sound, gonna get his attention, okay? And there his bum finally went down. Okay, so you saw his bum went down, she walked away. So there the bum's back up. Okay, so even though his front legs and his face are on the ground, his back ends up, and that's the one we're gonna pay attention to, okay? So she's standing in front of him, there he sits, there she walks away. So that's how that works. And then again, in the beginning, you might have to do some C shapes around him, okay, just back and forth, and eventually, okay, she's just gonna meander around the home, just doing life, right? We're here in the kitchen, okay, she's gonna cook, she's gonna play games, the kids are gonna be here, whatever the case might be, she's getting the bubble wand out and making some good distractions, okay? And we want Woody there just to be calm, cool and collected on that bed, okay? That's his happy place, that's his safe space, that's where he knows he can be when things stress him out or if it's too chaotic. Okay, or he just needs some time to himself, that's his happy, safe place. Okay, those bubbles are getting his attention a little bit, which was good. So whatever life throws at him, whatever we do in the home, if you had a party, or you have the kids over, whatever, okay, he should be able to handle that really well. So we're just gonna go around and, pretend to do some daily life, right? Making noise, creating some distractions. And we're gonna do throwing things across the room, and we're just gonna let Woody be as awesome as possible. Okay, and as long as he's being good like this, we might come across here and we're gonna love hunting periodically. So he's doing such a good job with Jennifer's distractions. Okay, I'm gonna be like, oh man, you're doing such a good job. I love it when you're just so calm and relaxed over here on the bed. Okay? So we can love on him all we want there. Hey, Echo. Play songs that drive dogs crazy.
Excuse me.
Echo.
Sounds that drive crazy.
Echo.
On YouTube, YouTube.
Search YouTube for sounds that drive dogs crazy. So you can see he's back up. Oh, just readjusting. It was a quick readjust like that. He was doing well. So we're just playing sounds on the radio, okay, different noises, making noises around the house. If you find one that sets him off, that gets him excited or gets him to bark, okay, or whatever the case might be, that's why we do this when we have time, so that we can show him that, we don't need him to respond at that time. If he always barks at the mailman when he comes up to the door, then we know we need to practice that door knocking, that door approach more often. Oh, there he got up. Okay, he just a quick readjust. Okay. So something got his attention over there. And so we're practicing these life things that catch him and get him excited and get him to move. So that when it does happen in a situation and we're not paying attention to him, or we don't have time to work with him, we know he already knows what to do and he already can just stay calm, cool, and collected through that whole situation. So we're going to go through life, and things that trigger him or get him excited and move him on, we're going to repeat those multiple times so he gets more familiar with them and he understands better that it's okay, it's safe, we're going to handle whatever it is. Okay, and he doesn't have to sound the alarm or get excited about it, okay, and, overreact, I guess. So we're just going to play through these things, have life going. You can see him really inquisitive, kind of hearing all these noises. And we're just going to do all this sort of stuff. So while we have time here in the house and we're here, just going about our daily lives, we're just going to practice life, right? All the chaos and craziness that happens in life, we're just going to practice that and reinforce how good he's doing and when he's being awesome, and helping him understand that this is what we want. We're going to praise the positives, right? We're going to praise this good behavior that he's demonstrating to us here. Okay? And then we're just going to give that correction to him when he does stand up or respond in a different manner. So that's how we're going to do it. And we're just going to keep practicing here for a little bit.
Whatever we do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Will you turn off the That one's getting me.
Can we keep going?
No, you're good.
All right, so we're going to wrap this video up. We went through the walk, how to get him leashed up, how to go through doors. He's going to wait for that physical touch, right, to that kind of go ahead. We're going to keep him on that loose leash. We talked about those tools that we're going to use on that walk, and now how to kind of work through the bed. You saw a little bit of how we corrected him there at the beginning when that bum comes up. Otherwise, we're going to praise him from time to time when he's doing really awesome, okay, and let him know that he's doing so good.